As your healthcare consultant here, and I want to talk about something in long-term care that many administrators go through, but not many administrators will say they went through it. And if they do, they're kind of quiet about what happened and how they got there. So let's talk about immediate jeopardy. What is an immediate jeopardy? How do you get an immediate jeopardy? How I got my first immediate jeopardy within 3 months of me being a licensed nursing home administrator, and how can you prevent it? Let's dive right into it. As a nursing home administrator, you are responsible for all avenues of the nursing home, down to the staffing, the patients, the food, the budget, snow removal. Think about it. You are the CEO of a nursing home. And I was hired into a troubled nursing home. I was their 6th administrator in that year. I say it again, I was their 6th administrator that year. I know I was hired just as a person to feel until they got into the next person, but I was determined when I made that job, or when I landed the job, I was determined to keep the job. So I get the job, I start December 26th, something like that, and on the first day, state rolls in. My very first day, right after Christmas, state rolls in, and they're there on some complaint surveys. I walked through that process not knowing what I'm doing. Thank you for my mentor at the time, Cassandra Fuller, for really helping me. But I walked through that process and we were able to knock that out. From there, I'm steady trying to find my bearings, right? You're in the first 90 days, you're just trying to figure out. And then I get that call. And what call is that, you may think? Well, I got a call at 4 something in the morning that, hey, there's a patient missing. We don't know what happened to the patient. Can you help us find a patient? And I'm living 45 minutes away. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's February, for God's sakes, and it's 20 degrees outside. I'm like, oh, I'm on my way there. I roll out of bed, get my stuff on, and barrel down to the job. I get to the job, and I find out that this patient was on a secure unit, walked off the secure unit, and came back in the building with one shoe on, a shirt or something like that, and we told that patient that she didn't belong. And that was wild, right? Because this patient came back in and we walked them out in the middle of the night and said, hey, you don't belong here. So I fast forward, the state comes in a few days later and they're like, look, we got to give you an immediate jeopardy. We understand that you're brand new here, but unfortunately you are the administrator. You're responsible to make sure your team knew what to do in the event of an elopement. And here I am just sobbing in my room as the state surveyor is hugging me like it's not your fault, but you're sitting in a seat. And I get to IJ, I immediately put a plan in place, we do what we need to do, and we clear the IJ, we clear the abatement, and we do the abatement and we clear. And lo and behold, about 4 months later, I get a letter from the board. Now I tell you, the scariest thing to ever happen is for you to get a letter from the board of administrators. And it basically said, look, you received an IJ, your license have been submitted to us for an investigation, you're gonna have to come to